Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 520. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Yo.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 520 of the Gamecast. This will be part 2 of the next gen, or middle gen. I don't even know what this is. Middle gen. Little
Doesn't
gen.
matter. Current gen.
0.15.
Gen.
So PlayStation 5 is out. It was not out last week when we did the first half. We did Xbox coverage. We'll do some more Xbox here. We'll do some PlayStation stuff. It's been rocky start. Also very rocky start with shipping. We're going to get into that too. But first things first, guys. What we've been playing. I've been playing a PlayStation 4 game. So, Ghost of Tsushima. So I really, what happened for me, it was like, I was chipping away at it. And then it, and I loved that. I don't know what it was, but I liked the world. I thought it looked amazing, but it didn't hook until it just hooked. And I was like it hooked like 2 hours ago or something. I'm like 15 hours in now. So it hooked and I was like, oh shit. I'm like, and I kept playing it. Nice. Loved it. So I like, this world is amazing. Like, combat's not fantastic or anything to write home about, but again, I still stand by that statement. But in fact, I mostly just try to blitz through people because I just want to experience more of this world. And even it's so weird to say how much I love this game, considering the story is fine. It's, again, nothing amazing, but it's just, they built this amazing samurai Japanese world, and it's got so much appeal for me because I did a research paper in high school on samurai. Like, I just loved that era so much. I mean, Kenshin is one of my favorite animes of all time, just because I love that. Obviously the character's amazing, but it's it's so cool to see what they built in this PlayStation 4 previous gen world. It looks incredible. It looks absolutely incredible. So, really enjoying that. That's really it for gameplay for me. That's not true. Played a little bit of Mario Sunshine. No, Galaxy. Mario. I was trying to think of which game we were playing because I'm like, it looks really good. I didn't even play it. I have it, and I haven't even opened it yet. I bought that 3-pack. Never even opened it. I ended up at my sister's house for a visit, and her son was playing it, and I'm like, all right, I'll give it a try. And I'm like, I never played Galaxies, believe it or not. That's a game I missed. So it looks really good. They did a good job of that. Yeah, wow. Like, I'm like, this looks great. Is it the way they designed it on the Wii? It just transfers well. I mean, obviously didn't look that good on the Wii.
That's the thing. The Wii was only still 480p. It wasn't a high definition system, but all the assets were created that could easily, once you did that, because for years, the I think it was the Dolphin emulator, you could just load up Wii and Gamecube games, and the assets, depending on how they were made, you could display them in HD, and it looks so crisp. But yeah, Galaxy's awesome. One of my favorite games.
Yeah, it's so smooth. It runs great. I actually really enjoyed it. I can't wait to get. I'm gonna finish Ghost, and I'm gonna go back and I'll probably play this Mario stuff.
Yeah.
And Cyberpunk after that, but
since you brought up Mario really quick, something cool that happened in the news yesterday. I didn't put it on there, but they released a patch. So there is 2 patches for the game, the collections. So the first one was to fix the controls, so now you can have the options of inverted or not for the camera.
Okay.
Which is cool. Kind of weird that it wasn't in there day one. But yesterday's patch introduced GameCube controller functionality for Super Mario Sunshine if you have the adapter. So I thought that was really cool because just some of these games just don't feel right with a different controller, and I don't know, the GameCube design games, again, Smash Brothers, that it just feels weird.
I've said this about Nintendo. I don't know how many times when they design a system, they make that controller for their games, their games. So when you play it and experience, the N64, Super Mario 64, it's not the same experience even with that on this system. Because it doesn't have that, the C buttons, and it doesn't have that the N64 controller had. It doesn't have the analog stick that was easily breakable, but the Z button, it doesn't have the same layout. And when they make their games, even Luigi's Mansion is one of these kind of games, they like to use everything in front of you here, and they make that controller it's a part of the game. And so it's from that point forward, you just always associate it with that, Smash. Smash, you always want to use GameCube controller. So it's you're just used to it that way. So it's your imprint on it. So it's impressive. It really is impressive how they do that. So Nintendo's having an amazing year, by the way. Let me just it's amazing.
Generation.
Yeah, amazing generation.
We'll,
Yes.
we'll get into that in the news shortly.
Yeah.
That was insane results.
Yeah, but anyways, Mike, what have you been playing?
Some more Risk of Rain 2. Just finishing up certain
Is that
characters.
cross-play, like, with every system?
I don't think so. I think because I think PC gets updates before the Xbox version.
Gotcha.
But I'm
I
not
was thinking I might pick it up
No,
on
it's not.
PC, but
It's
no.
not. I just looked up.
So now it's still holding my interest, though. Yeah, we do exploits that make it almost pointless sometimes, but
I mean, if you can, like, there was like an exploit in Borderlands where you could just like power up, and then you could just one-shot stuff, and I would do that all the time.
Well,
so.
this is the problem with this one is it's like a risk to like your sanity, because you can get as powerful as you're willing to like spend time. Because so basically the game by default, you have to kill enemies to get gold to open chests that give you items at random. That's the default way. But there's artifacts that change things that are almost like cheats. So we did 2 artifacts, and that's how we play all the time. The artifacts are enemies drop items directly, so you don't need gold anymore, and you can choose whatever item you get dropped. So there's a certain area where you sort of do a trial. It's supposed to be pretty hard. The world, like, if you're outside of a certain dome, you get hurt, and you have to go, and after you beat each wave of enemies just coming at you, you get one item of increasing value, and you go forward. Except those enemies are infinite if you stay out of that dome. So once you get strong enough, you can get outside. And that normally doesn't and fight them. Now that infinitely, but that doesn't matter unless you have the artifacts where they drop items themselves, and you can choose them. So basically, once we keep going in there and we farm for as long as we're willing to farm and make ridiculous stacks, because it's one of those games where like your numbers can improve infinitely if you want. So if you're willing to spend like an hour in there, you become a god basically. But it's like addictive, and you're like just doing it forever. And
you don't have to tell me.
And it becomes stupid.
Drug.
It becomes stupid. But so that's the risk of that.
In Borderlands 3, there's a exploit. I don't know if it works anymore. Where it's a specific combination of items, and you just keep killing yourself. And every time you kill yourself, you get up bonus. You get more power. So you just have to keep killing yourself. And I've rubber banded my controller to run off a cliff, respawn, run off a cliff. I've done that probably for like 6 hours, and it would come back and just like one shot every single thing in the game. So I could, but like as soon as you die, you lose it all. So you just have to be careful not to actually kill yourself from an enemy, not the.
And it's tempting also because the game scales up in difficulty constantly, also infinitely. So eventually, as crazy as you go longer.
Just goes with you.
The game will still eventually beat you.
That's the whole idea of these games, is just to find these.
But it's forever. And then the other thing I played some more Arkham Knight. I went back into that to finish up where I started for Halloween, basically. But I came across, and I've done this 2 times before at least, the awful fight against the Cloudburst tank. I don't know if you remember. This is stealth
think that's
tank.
Where I bailed out.
Yeah, stealth tank to the extreme, because you have to run away each time you hit him, which is at least like 5 times. And he's more maneuverable than you. And I don't know how I did this twice. I tried it 5 times. I'm like, you know what? I've beat this game twice. I don't need to do this anymore. So I might be done with Arkham Knight. It's really pisses me off. It's stupid.
You forgot. I mean, you didn't realize it then, but yeah, it's bad, man. We've always told you.
No, I could deal with
the tank.
Everything else. I could deal with the tank. Is bad.
We were saying that. We've always said that, Mike. Nobody has disputed that it was not a great combat and style game. I really enjoyed all of that stuff, but that tank sucks.
Yeah, it was like 30% of the game at least.
Yeah. That was the biggest problem.
You have to use the Batmobile to do this. You have to use the Bat Tank to do that. Like that was the biggest bullshit. You had to. It was Slade, right?
That was the biggest bullshit,
right?
Yeah.
Slade. You just fight Slade in the tank. You look cool.
That's optional, but yeah. No, but this is in the actual story, and I don't remember how I beat it twice, but I did. But
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like the fans kept clamoring, "Oh, we want to be able to drive." It's like, shut up, guys.
again,
Let people make the game that they want.
I don't mind the Batmobile as a car in that game.
No. Yeah,
I
that's
like
fine.
it. Aside from the Riddler tracks, to screw that. I can tolerate the tank as a puzzle thing because it's different puzzle stuff. Okay, I can do that. I can stomach the Bat Tank normal sections, but I cannot stand the stealth tank sections. And this is a stealth tank section, and I can't stand it.
Yeah, I mean, I even remember like the first trailer we got for the game. We were just like, what the fuck? Like, just okay. Like you're like, okay, Batmobile, cool. And it's like Transformers into a Bat Tank. You're like, what the fuck is going on? We're all concerned. Remember, we're all like, I don't know about this.
Oh yeah.
And it's annoying because like the side missions and like the actual Batman like missions, it's like some of the best in the series, but you have to sift through it to get to it. So it's annoying stuff.
Yeah. All right. Corey, what have you been playing?
This mostly tabletop stuff on TTS, Tabletop Simulator. There was a game that I played called Lockup that we ended 86, 86, and 85 with our scores. I was like, holy shit, we are like super close. Damn. And so that game
that's
is really
recount
good
territory.
Yeah.
Like legitimate recount territory, not even like
stop the count. Yep. Cool. So yeah, that was really cool though. But yeah, just a lot of board games. Mostly haven't really gotten to the console stuff. Did a little bit of Minecraft Dungeon with the kids, but that's it.
Cool. All right, Tony.
So I forgot I bought a game around this time last year because of Black Friday holiday season deal. And recently, this one YouTuber I follow who is a professional musician, and what he does is for fun, he breaks down soundtracks from video games that his subscribers tell him to and stuff like that. So he's done like Final Fantasy, Nier, I think the Halo theme. He did one of the Fire Emblem themes and stuff like that. But he was doing this one for Ace Combat. I was like, Ace Combat? I was like, all right. So I listened to it, and it was like straight fire in the sense that I swear to God, if you listen to this track without context, you would never guess that it's from Ace Combat. It could easily go into like any like epic Lord of the Rings style, like whatever, Nier, anything like that. And I was like, holy crap. And I was like, damn, I got to play this game. I was like, wait, I own this game. So I popped that in, and for those of you who don't know, it's like a arcade / simulation of being like fighter jets and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool because I think in its most popular heyday it was mostly a PlayStation 2 era.
Is this a Ubisoft game or is this?
No, Bandai Namco.
Oh,
Bandai Namco. But it's pretty cool because you like have to learn how to fly like the jet and everything like that. And you can switch to different modes. You could play the game entirely in cockpit view mode, which is actually pretty challenging because like you're doing like loops and swerves and all that kind of stuff.
You can't see as well.
Right, exactly. But it's pretty cool. And yeah, the soundtrack, phenomenal job. And then in researching this, I actually found out. So the track he did was for the last mission of the game in the campaign mode, and Bandai Namco actually delayed this game because they were like, we need a better soundtrack for this last mission. So they're like, delay the game. And the producer of the game went out and like talked to one of the popular musicians in Japan. It's like, I need a track for this game. He's like, I got you, fam. And like, in like 3 months or whatever, composed this track, and it's just amazing. So I was like, bravo. But cool. Yeah, been doing that. And then I'm addicted to Slay the Spire right now. I love Hades for the narrative, but I really hate the gameplay loop in the sense that like once you go through it so many times, like it's kind of annoying because it doesn't really get challenging until I would say like 2/3 of the way through, at least for me anymore now. So I'm just like, you got to play like 30 minutes, and like only the last 10 minutes are really like challenging. But Slay the Spire is the same way, but it's with cards, and I don't know, they have a better progression where the game gets harder because they start giving you like negative modifiers where it's like, oh, you draw one less card, or you start with one less potion slot or something like that. So like every run now is just a little bit tougher, and you have to like refine your deck building skills just like a little bit more. So there's 20 levels of that. I just got to 17, and it's funny because I compare that to like the first couple runs where I'm like, oh yeah, I could just do this and win. And if I try that strategy with the level I'm at now, it wouldn't work. So in the last 3 runs, I had to completely change the way I'm building my character to a style where like I've never even thought about it. It's just like one of those like big galaxy brain where it's like, wait, this card and this card and this card do this, and it just I don't know. Nice. It's really fun. So I've been doing that. Okay. Plus I can play it at work. So
cool. All right, let's get into news. NPD. Do we have the NPD posted?
I got the NPD up.
All right.
Yes, let's see. Consumer spending across video game hardware, content, and accessories reached $3.8 billion in October 2020, 14% higher compared to year over year.
This year, yep.
Mobile subscription hardware and accessories were among the largest growth segments. Year-to-date spending, $37.5 billion, 20% higher than the same period in 2019. So
it's crazy.
That COVID effect.
Yep, COVID.
Number one game of the month, FIFA 21. Best-selling game in October. Oh. The first time a FIFA franchise release has launched at number one in the U.S. market. Both this best-selling game on both PlayStation and Xbox platforms. Watch Dogs Legions impressively put up number 3, despite only having 3 days of sales tracking for the month. Second on Xbox, third on PlayStation. And Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, the Toy to Life thing.
Yeah, the toy, yeah.
Yeah, ranked as the 5th best-selling game of October.
Yeah.
Was the best-selling game.
Was there nothing in October? Like, is it?
They released Pikmin 3, but it only had 2 days of tracking. So
yeah. I'm just trying to think. There wasn't much.
Mario Kart game. I'm just saving it for next month.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. Like, it's one of those things where like if I had kids, I would totally get it for me. I'm just like, I don't know how much.
Let me show you how it's done, guys. So we can...
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So that you can learn.
Yeah, but let's see. Other things noteworthy of the top 20. 3D Mario All-Stars, number 6. Animal Crossing New Horizons, hanging at number 7. Star Wars Squadrons, hanging on pretty well. Still in the
top 10.
Number 8. We have 2 Call of Duty Modern Warfare was last year's title.
I feel like Call of Duty this year. Did that release? They did.
No,
right?
not yet.
Oh,
maybe now for November, but not in October.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it was.
Mario Kart. Obviously, Ghost of Tsushima, number 12, hanging in better than Last of Us Part 2, which to me was pretty impressive. And then probably the loser of the month, all the way down to number 14 from last month's ranking, number 1, Marvel's Avengers.
This is why they're financially in trouble.
That's not going to be a pretty sight. Let's see. The other interesting.
Remember how many people were up in arms about Spider-Man being a PS4 exclusive? And how many people are really going to give a shit?
Yeah. Now it's just too late for anyone to care.
I mean, you're definitely right, but it's, in my opinion, that's one of the things that just gave it so much negativity around.
Oh,
launch.
Sure. Yeah.
Because
the
game was already sparse. Like, I don't even know if there's going to be an actual free character on the Xbox or PC platforms before the Spider-Man character comes out. And I'm sorry, your games as a service game. Like, that launched in what, September? It's December now. What the fuck is going on with that game? Like, I'm sorry, you can't release it during the busiest holiday or, quarter of the year and then not have a content update, because now you're fighting against all these other games that came out, Call of Duty, Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, Cyberpunk, and you're not going to release anything at all? Like, Destiny even released something, for God's sake. Like, Christ, come on. But anyway, don't want to do too much negativity there. And then, interestingly enough, as Mike had pointed out, like the day of the PlayStation 5 launch, Nintendo surprised everyone by releasing an official PR statement, which they have not done in probably over a year, I'd say. Nobody does the PR anymore, which is weird because it used to be monthly thing for everybody. But Nintendo Switch achieves its best October sales to date, growth 136% when compared to the same month in 2019. The Nintendo Switch Family System saw its strongest October sales yet, with more than 735,000 units in the U.S. The October 2020 sales in Switch are the second highest October sales of any video game console in history, only outdone by the Nintendo Wii in October 2008 with 807,000 units. So, those are...
Again, back to the fact they're having an incredible generation.
Yeah. And they only released Pikmin that month. Yeah.
People are starving for their content too. They need more games. So.
Zelda this week.
Doesn't seem like they do need more games. Why bother? Everyone will buy the old games over and over again. So,
well, they had that catalog, like Tony had said in our chat before. They had that catalog of Wii U stuff that nobody played, that they could just easily transfer over here and launch, and that they're cashing in on that now. It's like it's great content when you have a system that is so flexible. So there you go. It's great formula for success.
Yeah,
they're doing great.
I'm really
excited.
helps is just having good games.
Yeah, I know. Games. That's what I mean. Like that's what I'm saying. Like those were good games though, but nobody wanted the Wii U platform. It was just so confusing. So it's like I'm not saying that's what I'm saying. They had good content, but nobody wanted to play it.
Yeah. And
now they have a system that people want to play games on.
And this fall and holiday season, it'll have the advantage of actually being available.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean,
and they're doing the same bundle. It's the same Mario Kart 8 bundle.
That's just like such confidence, and it was interesting because Matt NPD, obviously, he always tweets around that time, but he was saying how I think this marks 23 months of Switch being the number one platform, and there's no way. I mean, don't get me wrong, Xbox and PlayStation are selling out as soon as any retailer can stock them, but they're just not going to have the supply they need to reach the numbers that Switch is going to do as soon as next week happens. I mean, it's just going to be insane, like insane.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. So, I'm psyched to do for hardware revision.
The prices on these next gen systems too. Well, the now gen systems, whatever, in the aftermarket, that's ridiculous.
Now gens.
We can call them next gen for like the next year or two because they're not going to be having a stall base or anything for a while.
Yeah. So I mean, let's just move in. That's our topic of the night actually, and there's not really much else that kind of all coincides with that. Is like the next gen stuff. So we can get into that. Like I said, the PlayStation 5 launched, and mostly I think it has done pretty well. There's been some weird glitches here and there. I don't know if you guys. I still want to know, for the record, how long the DualShock 5 controller, the DualSense thing, how long that battery lasts, because nobody can give me a definitive answer. From what I understand, it's not great.
I heard it's better than the PS4 controller, which is.
The PS4 controller is really bad. Like
I know. Yeah. So
I was.
It doesn't have a huge ass LED that's got to be lit up.
I'm hoping it's like 10. If it's 10, that's cool with me.
They said 15 hours. I just Googled it.
Oh, good.
15 hours. That's fine. 15 hours is like, a whole weekend, I would say, unless you're like binging.
My problem was like I couldn't sit down like in a long playthrough of something. You're like, oh shit, I gotta plug this thing in now. So
10 hours is like PS4 DualShock, like brand new, and then over the years, the battery level, which is why I always took the opportunity to just trade them in. It's like, cool, you're gonna give me $40 for this? Okay, sure. Like the battery life is going to hell.
I do want to get a PlayStation 5 controller because Steam just stated to have the adaptive controllers.
You don't need it for tabletop sim, Corey.
No, I don't need it for tabletop sim.
What else are you going to be playing on your PC?
I got Hades. I got Fall Guys. I got Borderlands.
When's the last time you played any of those games?
Well, I played Hades last week.
On PC?
That's where I have it. I don't have it anywhere else.
Oh, I thought you had on Switch. Okay, there you go.
No. Yeah.
So
I got it on the Epic Game Store for like $10.
Oh, that's right.
2 PSAs for the people who have PS5s. I didn't mean that like to come out that way, but that worked. So yeah, I was. The front controller port will not charge your controller in rest mode right now. It's got defective firmware or something like that, so that's not working. So that's the workaround.
Well, they just released an update today, I believe. So that
I don't think it fixed that. I was reading this afternoon. But it does work if you charge it into the back of the system. If you put it into the back of the USB port, the back system of the system, that does charge it when the system is in rest mode. So you can plug your charging wire into the back of the system and run it to the front and plug your controller in. So if you're not getting it charged, if you notice that it's dying on you, it's not because it's worse batteries, we found out now. It's because it is not charging when the system is in rest mode. It's a glitch. Also, there's no way to export your USB, anything save-wise data to USBs, USB hard drives, or anything else in that system. It has to be done through the cloud. So you have to, if you want to back up your saves and migrate them, you have to have PS Plus, which I think is a terrible decision. It might change. So
I'm sure it will change. I mean,
do we get? I think so too. Did we get any sort of number releases or anything like that from Sony? Nothing. Just whatever they sold whatever they had. We know that. So, like, we had Microsoft came in and they talked about, thank you for supporting the largest Xbox launch in history, from Phil Spencer saying this. More new consoles sold in more countries than ever before for the Xbox last week. I didn't hear anything from Sony yet for this. I'm sure. I mean, everything's sold out. I'm not saying their numbers are bad at all. It's just that usually there's some sort of PR, and we didn't get anything, which is weird. It is also COVID, and they're more traditional company, so they like to meet in person when they talk things. So maybe that's it.
They might be saving for. I don't even know. They might be doing a December online digital PlayStation event, right?
They did last year. I mean, they did last year. That would be nice. I would like to hear some information and how many units they pushed, they moved, because we don't even know how many they moved. Like, just give us a number of what they moved through. Yeah. So, yeah. My thing is let's see, the Xbox on that side of things, glitch wise, the quick resume is not really working well. For those wondering, if you have I think Destiny is one of those games that like quick resume is useless for you. So you press the button, you still have to sign back into the servers. And that's it. Oh, and supply shortages. Supply shortages are supposed to be for the Xbox Series X and S until April. So if you're looking for the system, good luck. I heard eBay has high-priced PlayStation 5s. I don't know what the market is for the Xbox on eBay, but it's probably pretty high. PS5 is going nuts right now with that. So, and that is the newest system that launched. So I'd like to break that down a little bit. We talked about the Xbox. We talked about both of them last week. But, yeah, I mean, we actually still have another bit of news I forgot about, the Capcom leak, the ransomware thing, which we have to get into.
That was pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, we could break into that real quick before we go back to PS5 here, but I completely missed that. Yeah, November 2nd, they had a ransomware leak where actually it leaked their release date for Resident Evil Village, but data breach for not, I guess it wasn't personal information, but they got, contact information on the people.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole slew of things that were posted. I read it all on Reset Era here. That was
Resident Evil 4 VR.
April.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's April. Monster Hunter Rise confirmed for March. They're working on Ace Attorney Collection next year, which is cool to me personally because they're including 2 games that were never localized here. So that was a good bit of news. And I believe there's another Resident Evil project in the works.
They got the source code for DMC2 and Umbrella Chronicles in this ransomware hack. Jesus.
Yeah.
Ugh. We got what Stadia
Dino
paid
Crisis? Come on, guys. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Over there?
Ace Attorney 7 is in development. Quarter 3, 2021. Stadia paid Capcom $10 million for its release on RE7 and RE8 on the platform. Wow.
Yeah. And then Sony paid
$5 million.
$5 million for the VR mode of Resident Evil.
Timed exclusive, yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, the leak is more about that's interesting news, but I mean, not to say like there's obviously some major issues that were involved in here with like that happening, and it could affect a lot of people, but it's interesting nonetheless. But yeah, so I guess we won't hear anything. Well, I'm sure we might get some actual Game Awards announcement for Resident Evil then when it's that close.
Yeah.
I think Game Awards. Yeah. So, but
what was the date of Village? Never said it.
April.
They don't have
April.
It's April though. Yeah. With the demo beforehand, so that's why we're gonna get something at Game Awards. I'm pretty certain.
The demo's available right after the show.
Yeah. Oh, it's dropping.
Download it now.
Yeah. So
how are they even doing that? Is this going to be a virtual thing again?
Yeah, I mean, he's done that before though. I mean,
I know.
He's in the olden Game Awards.
Yeah, the olden days. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
There's been this ramp up in recent years, but obviously they can't do that this year.
No. It'll be like the olden days with like a little bit more pizzazz than they used to have in the olden days. If I see Joe McHale,
no Green Day this time.
God, you have Joe McHale on this show, I'm fucking throwing my computer at the wall. I hate Joe McHale.
I hate him so much.
Yeah. Anyways, yes.
So it's better than Sarah Silverman making like old school gamer jokes at people.
Yeah, that's. No,
I mean, she's cringe, but like Joe, I hate him. Like literally, just there's something about him I hate.
Something about his face, I just can't. I just don't like it. Yeah, so PS5, back to the next gen stuff, or current gen, whatever to call it now, I don't even know. But so yeah, we have system launch, and like I'm just wondering, what are people playing? Like, are we Miles Morales? Is that the
Miles Morales?
I think they still managed to sell people on the next genness of Miles Morales, and it's well reviewed. I just wish it wasn't $50.
What else are you gonna get? It's one of those things. You buy this next gen system, and that's a game that everyone can play. Demon's Souls, not necessarily so, but everybody should try.
But that one is.
And then you have all those mini games.
Exclusive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Demon's Souls is an actual exclusive next gen game.
Yeah.
A real next gen game. It's the first
Demon's
one.
Souls remaster, yeah. Actual exclusive,
Blue Point. Same guys that did the Shadow of Colossus remake.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job.
There's a big rumor going on that Sony's going to be acquiring that
Blue Point?
studio, Blue Point. So
Ooh, wow,
That makes sense.
that'd be a huge acquisition because they do amazing remakes like that. They do that. That's like their specialty. Is like the ports. The ports are.
They were teasing this game for a while too. Like,
Yeah, they didn't do that 13 remake.
yeah, it looks like shit.
So you post that. Yeah, so I mean, Miles Morales came out. It looks good. There's also, I forgot, there's a system breaking bug on that game. It doesn't happen to all the systems, but if you go into rest mode with the game running, it could actually make your system not be able to load.
Supposedly it's only with Spider-Man remastered, but
I thought it was Miles Morales. It's Spider-Man remastered only. Okay, sorry.
that's what I read.
Yeah, I mean, I want to play that game in the like that 60 frames per second sounds awesome, but it's not going to make me go out and buy a system. This is like back to the Xbox conversation we had last week, where it's like just nothing. Valhalla's out. I mean, but isn't that? It's like, what's the difference really? Is there much of a difference?
Sucks because I would get an Xbox before I got a PlayStation, but I would get a PlayStation because of their exclusives. Like it's just, but then there's so much stuff on Game Pass with Xbox. It's like
the Xbox would be an easier conversion because like you buy it day one and you have content like right off the bat.
Right,
You just have all your content.
Yes, but if you have an Xbox One, then why?
doesn't matter.
Well, because it's like upgrading. It's like upgrading again. It's like upgrading your PC. I'm going to say this very quietly. It's like as Tony sits back in his chair.
I'm just stretching, man.
It's like it's just like owning a PC, Mike. It's like
I know, but there's still
like
there's very few games that are going to have noticeable.
Oh no, that's not true. I would absolutely say I would defend that aspect of things with like load times and just overall better frame rate. You absolutely.
You saw that. You saw The Witcher.
Apparently, Quick Resume doesn't even work.
Yeah, they're having some problems with Quick Resume. I get it, but I'm just saying like load times and just frame rate by itself. I mean, there's a lot of games that can run 120 frames per second because of the way they did the unlocked frame rates. That's amazing. If you have a TV that can show that, if you have a TV that can do that, which not a lot of people do, I happen to be able to do that. But
I'm feeling like I might get a TV this year because, again, the consoles.
Yeah, there you go. See, thank you, consoles. Make Tony get into like an amazing TV, maybe. I don't know.
There's a really good deal that was it LG? There's some LG 65-inch that people are going crazy over. I forget what.
There's I think I was trying to read what the good mid-grade. I thought the Vizio P series was really good, if I remember right.
Yeah, I remember reading about that.
Yeah. So, but it's like there's like that aspect of things I'm not going to dispute because I understand it, but is it enough to go out right now and upgrade? It's not. I mean,
well, you kind of can even if you wanted to now.
No, it's true.
Available for a long time.
That's the thing. Like, and for me, I'm not in any rush. Like, I'm not the kind of person that's gonna be like, okay, I gotta go out and hunting for these things. I mean, if I see one in the store.
And you're the closest one to that kind of person, I think, on this podcast.
What's that?
Yeah. 3 months ago, Jim was like, I'm definitely getting at least one of these systems.
I think it was, yeah. And then, but there's nothing. There's nothing out. Like,
no, I'm not blaming you.
I know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm also house hunting, and that's more expensive.
Yeah,
Trust me.
I was gonna say, like, plus you gotta put effort in trying to get one. I don't know if you have the time.
Yeah. But when I go to like Target, it's not about looking for what game systems in stock. It's like I just want to. You can't even like. That's what I miss about this COVID environment. Like, I would love to just kind of mosey around Target and just have a coffee and just walk around. It's like you can't do that even now. There's no unwind sessions of just walking around a store or a mall or something. It's just like, ugh. There's a lot of venting. Huh?
I went to a mall.
You could go to a mall, but I want to.
Dude, you were saying like 2 months ago you'd go to like a theater.
Go now. Yes.
Okay. Dude, I'm just as you're like, it'd be pretty safe. And I'm like, I don't know about that, dude.
Yeah. No.
You're the only one in the theater. then sure.
Well, yeah, if you're the owner of the
Could all
theater.
There is a difference between 2 months ago and now, though, for sure.
No, there is, but it was just like it's just like the logic, like, I go to the movie theater. I'm like, I don't know, man. And you're like, well, this, that, yeah, thing.
Okay, if there was one system you would get right now, what would it be?
PS5.
Mike?
PS5.
Corey?
Oh, I mean, I would have to go PS5 just because of the exclusives. I gotta do that one first.
As big of an Xbox fanboy as I am, I agree with all of you. With PS5.
Yeah,
but
the thing is,
but that's also fully acknowledging most of the time I will probably play my Xbox One S more for a while.
My One X is a fantastic console, and that's why it's like my PS4 I hate. I'm playing Ghost, and it's so fucking jet engine. It's like it is like the loudest thing I've ever heard.
It is pretty loud.
It sounds like it's going to explode.
But the thing is, right? So the thing is, okay, I'll look out. Let's look the next 2 years. We'll just say the next 2 years. Right? Yeah. I know there's going to be games coming up for the PlayStation 4 that I will want to play. Whether it's Horizon, God of War, Spider-Man 2.
Absolutely, yeah. I would love to play Miles Morales' thing. I would, but I wouldn't buy the system for it. No.
Bloodborne 2, hopefully.
Right. Hopefully,
Bloodborne play it anyway.
But with the Xbox, I'm not a big Halo Xbox first party fan outside of Halo. Gears of War does nothing for me.
Person
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the same Forza doesn't do anything for me. Gears of War doesn't do anything for me. Like it's just the Halo, and the Halo is gonna be. It's already designed for Xbox One series, so it's like, well, I have my One X. I'm happy with my One X.
The One X is a very powerful little system.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. Yeah.
And can someone still explain to me what the Series S is supposed to be doing?
I don't know, because it's weaker than the One X. I don't know, except for the solid state. Like that's really the
the Series S is just to allow people to buy into a budget system, because
$299. Like
I would
argue people get a One X.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, like the thing is like, if it didn't come out that the One X is actually stronger than the
I mean, you can compare the stats. Like the teraflops are lower.
The CPU speed is lower. Yeah. But it's slower. Everything. The system is slower, except for
memory. There's less memory.
Yeah,
less memory. Yes, that's true. Yep.
What the heck?
The One X is.
How is this?
The One X isn't that fan control too? And the One X is liquid cooled, isn't it? Like that whole ventilated thing they're talking about.
The only thing you can do is buy a series, like an Xbox Series game, I guess.
No wait, the Series S is digital only, right? Right?
No, they're not. They don't have a digital only console, isn't it? Isn't it only PlayStation did?
Yeah, I think PlayStation's the only one that digital.
Only Sony came out with a digital only. So the S is just it's only 512 hard drive too. Like I got a terabyte in my Xbox One X for $300. It's like why would you?
Yeah.
And it's more expandable. Like you can pop an external drive into it, and it works fine in terms of storage.
Yeah, but no, I mean,
and it runs a lot of stuff at 4K. It runs at 1080p, full frames, 60 frames, a lot of stuff. Right. So it doesn't have those fancy ray tracing, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, it comes down just to the personal preference because, like, PlayStation 5 is going to have the games I want to play from Sony first parties, which did a great job this generation at actually making games that I wanted to play. Like, I love Ghost of Tsushima. I loved Horizon. Really enjoyed God of War. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple others right now, but they've been. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Spider-Man. Love Spider-Man. So I mean, they really knocked it out of the park. It's a far cry from where they were with like PS2 days, stuff like that, where they're just.
I will say this bodes for this gen is because the only time I've ever skipped buying a system at launch, like at least one or something around their launch time, it was the 360 generation. I didn't get those right off the bat. I waited for a while, and that was a really good generation. So it's like maybe this is a good thing I'm not getting them right now.
Technically, it's broken a bit. So are these apparently, but not quite that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Tony. It doesn't look like there is a disk drive in this system.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm
really?
Pretty sure that's how they're able to get that cheap because they know they're going to make it off the digital stuff.
But it's weak. They're making a lot of money on that system. Why are they not pushing that more then? There's no way that's costing them. They got to be making money on that system right now, the Series S.
I can't see a disk drive. So.
There is no disk drive. There is no disk drive.
Thank you. I was like, I was going crazy because I'm like, I'm 99.9% sure there's no disk drive on the S, the Series S. And I was like, all right, well, you guys say so.
Yeah, that's it. Wow. I mean, the specs actually it is probably a little more powerful than the Xbox One X, just a little bit. Less teraflops though.
Yeah.
It's not the big thing, but it has DDR6. But its max output though is 1440p. It can't do full 2160.
So have you seen anyone talk about the size of this thing? Everyone was worried about this being too big. But now some people have their hands on it. Is it as big
huge,
as we
dude.
feared?
It's huge. I heard that the vertical stand version of that system is the dumbest thing the dumbest thing designed. Like the vertical side of it's fine. The horizontal is terrible.
Okay. See, I mean, now discs aren't constantly spinning, so maybe I would put one vertical. I was never confident in putting a system vertical before, though. It always made me nervous with the disc drives.
See, I just go back to the old days where everything was horizontal and the disc drives all broke anyways, Mike.
Well,
the biggest problems with the PlayStation 1
that's PlayStation.
Yeah.
that is a PlayStation problem.
Yeah. So I just think that it is a ginormous system. It absolutely is. It looks very good standing up vertically. If you put it horizontally, I've heard nothing but problems. You can like just kind of tap the system just a little bit and it will fall off the stand. Because it wants to make it's not really meant to be horizontal, and that stand isn't really meant for it. Like you should just swap it out immediately if somebody else is a third party horizontal.
I don't understand, like, why would they not make horizontal the default when everyone's like home consoles are like set up for horizontal stuff?
Because they don't want you to do it because it's bigger than most of the cuppies. Like I've seen people on Twitter and Reddit, they're like taking pictures of like, it's as big as my subwoofer. Like, what the fuck? Like, just lay it straight.
You're gonna have to,
big.
redesign your whole home for this.
Yeah.
It wouldn't fit in a normal. I know, especially with ventilation. To put it in a regular like entertainment center.
Oh yeah,
section,
I'd be so scared of it overheating that way.
Yeah. So.
Did you hear about? I think the display ones. I think at Best Buy like overheat in their like plastic case.
I could totally see that happening.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how this generation goes. I would be really tempted to wait for a PS5 revision where it's, a quarter, half the size or at least a quarter of the size. Huh? PS5. Yeah, Pro version, whatever it is. Would Pro be bigger? Because wasn't the Pro version of the PS4 bigger? It added an extra layer. So.
Yeah, or I mean, you could just wait for the PS5 Slim then.
Yeah, I don't know. It's big. It's a very big system. And then I heard the Xbox Series X is a beefy system. It's got some weight to it. So
nice. Well,
yeah,
and you can vape into it and have smoke come
and you
out
can
top.
vape. They had a tweet out. Please do not vape into the system. I can't believe we have to tweet this. That's what Microsoft tweeted out.
Yep.
So yeah. And then I did like the Twitter thing going on where this claim is disputed kind of thing is going on Twitter, that little trending topic, Xbox just posted a thing that our system does not look like a speaker. And I pasted in this claim is disputed. That whole thing they're doing. So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's fun that the system we're in the next gen is here, but it's like it doesn't feel like it. It feels like it should have been delayed until next summer. Because of COVID. I feel like we would have much more excitement based on things if we had a full year of development and maybe more content at that point. But with COVID, it really should have been pushed.
The thing is, though, like everything is completely sold out. Like financially, like the start is great for them, but
I mean, they're making money, yeah, and I guess that's what they really wanted to do. But the market was making money as it is. As Tony just mentioned in NPD, that's never better in the gaming world right now.
Yeah.
So
and there's like
that's how it is though. Like they come out and all these systems launch with nothing to play on them. Like you're always playing.
I know that, but Nintendo's doing very good. But Nintendo's doing very good. But these companies are doing excellent as well. Don't get me wrong. Like everybody's making money. They didn't need to launch these systems right now.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, and we don't have to get into it too long of this, but like that's what it like. The numbers for both Xbox and PS4, just for reference, for last month, were less than 100,000 each. So those are definitely end of life. Like people are like, oh, they're gonna have a great tail life. No, they're not, because both Microsoft and Sony just want to let those systems die. They don't want you buying those systems anymore because they don't want to manufacture them anymore. They want to get you on the new platforms. They can sell you the new games, new accessories, and stronger, DLC. That's why they're pushing those digital-only editions, because they know they'll make more money off of those people because they control the store. and they get 30% off of everything that's sold in the store. So that's what they want to do. So yeah, you're right. They could have pushed it out, but honestly, at the same time, it's like they're selling out. It doesn't matter because they're just the diehards. Like the first 3 or 4 months are just the diehard people that are just like either they want the system because they're PlayStation or Xbox fan, or they just want the tech. Like honestly, like again, I only want to play like 2 games on PS5, and I can play one of them on PS4 right now, but just a combination of COVID boredom and like, hey, it's the holidays, like new tech,
Something
like why not? Right? It's just something new, it's new and shiny.
I promised my kids something new.
Yeah,
exactly.
But
I mean, like I said,
that's what we talked about last week too. Is like I do think that it's more the general consumer that's going out and getting these more so than the informed, tech people that are like, well, why do we need this right now?
But that's what they want. That's good for them then, because that means that when they actually have their content for us, it's going to sell like crazy again.
Yeah.
Well, so when they get the stock in, so whenever the stock comes in,
yes.
they'll
That's what I'm saying.
again.
Like push it till April of next year, and then you have stock. You have inventory.
Can't miss the holiday season.
Yeah, it's not tied. You're getting Easter presents there.
I think we've seen a system miss the holidays and did
Nintendo
just fine.
watched and
yeah, that's what I'm. It's what I'm.
I know, but that's Nintendo's different. We've seen that.
But they didn't know that was a big chance for Nintendo to launch the Switch. I thought that was a dumb call. I thought that was ridiculous. I thought the Switch was doomed to failure the way that was launching. And look where we are now. I'm egg on my face.
I just think the combination of COVID and the holidays, like it's like you're saying, like Tony's like tempted to buy something just because it's these boredoms and like new things.
I wouldn't refuse one if I got one as a gift. I definitely wouldn't. But I'm just like saying, like
I wouldn't refuse a new video game if somebody got it for me.
But I'm not gonna.
I don't have to pay for it. Sure.
Sure.
Why not?
I'm just saying that it's like, it's a different world, and I just don't see anything on the Xbox side of things that needs me to get this system right away. So the load times are awesome. Don't get me wrong, but I can deal with my current system right now and playing the content on there, and I'll be fine with that for now. PS5's a different situation where I could see myself getting that first.
They're they're different things, and I sort of picture it going forward, like how I'm playing my 2 systems now, where single players PlayStation, multiplayers Xbox. And that's just how it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we get some good single players.
Except with this new PlayStation Plus necessary save transfer bullshit.
Yeah, that's
a little
crazy.
Bit of a wrinkle in that, but yeah.
That's a pretty bad setup right now, but that's going to change. It's like,
what do you say anyway?
So, well, your system dies.
At this point, you're playing everything old except from one game. So,
all right. That's going to wrap up this episode of the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. You can write us allyoucangeek@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe, that like button. We appreciate it. See you guys next week for Black Friday stuff, probably.
Yep. We'll go over some more deals.
Yeah.